I'm going to talk about a movie called Stardust, instructed by Matthew Vaughn in 2007. And the movie is about love and finding yourself. And we have this young boy called Tristan who lives in the small village of Wall. And he is in love with a girl called Victoria, which is way out of his league because she likes money and he's just a poor boy who works in a shop. But he still decides to ask her out on a date, and she says yes because she likes her a little bit, but not too much. So on this date, he tries to kiss her, but she doesn't want to, and then he also asks her to marry him, but she doesn't want to because she has to marry another guy called Joffrey, who's way wealthier than Tristan and more stylish. So he tells her that maybe if he can bring her fallen star, then maybe she would like to marry him. And to get this fallen star, he has to go into the magic world called Stormhold. And you have the human world here and the magic world here. And in order to get from here to here, he has to cross a wall, which is guarded by someone. And he crosses this wall and finds this fallen star. And then he actually discovers that the fallen star is not, in fact, a star, but it is a person named Yvain. And while he is in Stormhold with Yvain, they overcome many things together and endure many hardships on their journey to get to Victoria. But in the end, he actually falls in love with Yvain, and they end up with being the queen and king of Stormhold and marry each other. So yeah, the way you can see that this is a fantasy movie is because there's a magic world which is parallel with the human world, and there's a barrier between. That is also something you see very often in other fantasy movies. And there's witches and just common magic. With they can practice spells and do transformations. And there's a fallen star, which is not something you see every day. It's not common, especially not when that fallen star is a person. So yeah, the magic system here is some soft magic system because it is not explained whether or not this magic, whether or not it works, or whether or not they have to do something in order to obtain the magic. So it is not explained how it works. So yeah, our main character is a boy called Tristan who lives in this village, and he works in this shop and he's in love with this girl called Victoria, and he would do anything for her because he is truly convinced that she is the one. He is one and only his true love. But while he is in Stormhold, he evolves because he learns about life and what true love is, and he learns that love can be bought, and you have to, do certain things with this one person. You have to connect with her and bond with her, and it is not something that can be bought. You just can't give an item to someone and then they fall in love. That just doesn't make sense. So yeah, he also learns that, and it is something that Tristan, he is very happy that he learns this because Yvain is truly a beautiful person for him, and they fall in love in the end. So he starts a poor boy and ends with being a king with a lovely queen. And the interpretation of this movie, it's about love, greed, and adventure. Because love, of course, because he's on a journey to find love, and greed because a lot of different people want Yvain. There's three evil witches who wants a heart to gain eternal youth, and there's three kings, not three kings, but three sons of the king of Stormhold, who wants the necklace that Yvain is wearing because the one who gets it becomes king. So yeah, there's a lot of greatness and adventure, of course, because the movie is just one big adventure where they endure many hardships, they overcome things, and so on. That is adventure-like. Yeah, and if you have to put a message on this movie, I would say love comes in many ways, and only when you expect it the least. Because he thought he had his true love at home, but it is actually vain. Yeah, and if you have to relate this to another fantasy movie, you can probably do it to a lot of different movies, but I've chosen Lord of the Rings because You know, you can draw a lot of parallels with the two movies because you have Frodo and you have Tristan. Frodo is also on a quest, a journey to destroy the ring, and Tristan is on a quest to find his love. So destruction and love, is two different things, but they both have a goal in mind. They both have something they have to accomplish in order to get everything right. There's magic in both of the movies. There's wizards and witches and magical creatures, and there's also a soft magic system in both movies. Yeah, I think that was about it.